Ajax.
For the first time ever, the Venice Biennale is going to collaborate with institutions around the world to create this network of satellites for Venice VR Expanded.
Is there a genie inside?
Because of the COVID, since we knew that very few people could come to Venice to see Venice VR Expanded, we thought of how can we make Venice VR Expanded come to them, so that people from Amsterdam can come here at the Eye and watch anything they want within the selection of Venice VR Expanded. And this model is done with 15 other cities in the world where a similar setup is happening at the same time as the Eye. We chose 44 pieces altogether out of about maybe 200 that were submitted. This year what was very special is that because of the COVID crisis, a lot of projects that should have been happening physically as installations had to shift and transform to become remote experiences, fully virtual. Here at the Eye, visitors will be able to book a slot for 1 hour. We have more than 40 pieces in the selection, which represents maybe more than 15 hours worth of experiences. So it's going to be very difficult to choose. But since I need to do it, I would choose Ajax All Powerful.
Hi, I'm Ajax.
It's an animation about what happens when the genie that comes out of the lamp
Mr. Genie!
Who wants to make some wishes? Who the hell are you?
runs into problems fulfilling the wishes of a little girl.
Let's get this show on the road, huh?
Penggantian is a piece from Indonesia and showing how a street changes over 50 years and how Islam becomes a major factor impacting everything in the city. It's an animation documentary. And the third would be Gnomes and Goblins, directed by Jon Favreau, the director of The Lion King, where you are interacting and truly trying to achieve a project with little gnomes in the forest. It's incredibly sophisticated and the best example showing how game and story are now mixing in VR. Among the different trends in VR, I would maybe select 3 trends of where VR is going. What we're seeing now is that there are more and more social platforms, and the COVID crisis has accelerated that, where you can be with your friends or meet people inside VR platforms. And creatively, we're seeing more and more works that are sort of performances where you can be with the performers, and actually in some of them where you are a performer alongside live performers represented by sophisticated avatars. So social platforms is the one thing, and Facebook has announced that they will be launching the beta version of Horizon, which will be how they're going to transfer everything you do on Facebook into VR, and it's coming soon, and that's part of our future. The second trend in VR, I would say, is interactivity, where now you are seeing more and more options of hand tracking, for instance, where you don't need to hold anything in your hands anymore. The headset is tracking your hands, and by moving your hands you can catch things, touch things, and interact with people and objects and environments inside the VR space without anything in your hands. So the actions are becoming more and more sophisticated and complex, and that will grow. The third trend, which I find exciting, is around avatars. Now, in order to be represented in those worlds and to be physically part of those virtual worlds, you need to be represented by with a body, you need to be something, someone. You can choose who you want to be, and more technology allows those avatars to be like you. And so we're talking more and more about digital twins, meaning that soon you will be able to duplicate yourself, and your avatar will be a true, realistic copy of yourself, and you will be able to interact with others this way. So this is going towards what we call the metaverse, where we will be interacting through doubles of ourselves into virtual world, and that's coming for maybe in 3 years. It's both exciting and scary, because there are so many challenges that come with developing a virtual dimension to our lives in virtual worlds. There are issues of addiction, definitely, because if I can choose to be represented by an avatar that would be a more perfect me than me in physical life, maybe my experience of living through that avatar in a virtual world will be more exciting or rewarding than my life in the physical world. So how are we going to manage those multiple dimensions of ourselves? What will it mean in terms of identity? If I can multiply identities as myself and use them to experience worlds in a very realistic way, what will my true identity be? Could it be that my virtual identities become more exciting than my physical one? Lots of challenges which are both exciting and something to look at very carefully.